Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this Advocare Nutritional Mixer by way of webinar. And we are talking about Valentine's and love is in the air, and the people who are special to us are close to us. And I hope that you're in a great place and you're cozy and warm. It's cold here where we are in Georgia, snow on the ground and everything, but we are just excited, and thank you for spending some time with us as we talk about our health and our finances through the company of Advocare. And first, I would like to introduce my husband, Kevin, my sweetheart. And Kev, if you'll tell our listeners how that they can get involved with the information that they are going to hear this evening.
Thank you, Beth. I love how Tamara puts it in the mixers when we have them. We like to treat Advocare. We like to say it's like a menu, like when you go into a restaurant. First off, number one, you can be a retail customer. You know, if you can just buy the products at retail from the person that introduces you to them, that's totally fine. The second is a wholesale customer. Be like getting your Sam's card, 20% discount, offered. Then also, number three is distributors. You can be a distributor anywhere from the 20 to the 40% discount, if you're sharing it with your friends and your family. And also, number four is an advisor, which is a business builder, which is what we do, what Lainee and Judson do on the call here. And with that, I'll just turn it right back over to Tamara.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. And y'all keep that in mind, and we'll bring this up again later so that you can, as you've heard the information, you can make some decisions and some choices based on the options that we have here. But I want to introduce you to my friends, Lainee and Judson Stidham. And they have such a neat relationship. We have enjoyed getting to know them, and they are very dear to us. And can't wait for you to hear more about their story. I love their story. I share it almost every single day, certainly many times during the week. And Advocare has meant a lot to them and their family, and they have become quite experts and actually leaders in Advocare now. And so they're going to tell you about the company and how to get going, and many are interested in a bundle of products that we have called the 24-Day Challenge. So Lainee and Judson, if you will take it away and fill us in.
Thank you, Tammy, and it is an honor to be here with you and Kevin tonight. We just love you guys, and everyone on this webinar, if you ever get the opportunity to meet Tammy and Kevin, talk about a couple who just embodies love for one another when they're together. So we just admire you guys as a couple and as friends, so thank you for having us. But we get to know Tammy and Kevin because of this awesome company called Advocare. So if you're looking at Advocare for the first time or the 10th time tonight, you're probably wondering, who are we and what do we do? Well, Advocare is an over 20-year-old company that has world-class nutritional products to help people achieve their goals in health and wellness. They have over 70 products in 4 different product families, and incredible research and science behind these products. And all we do here is we provide solutions to the people that we care about, our family, our friends, and the people that they know. We just provide solutions to their everyday aches and pains. One of the ways that we know we can do that, and we know that the products that we have are safe and that they work, are these incredible doctors that we have on our scientific and medical advisory board. You can see here our doctors listed. They all have incredible credentials. It would take me all day to list everything that they have done, and I couldn't even begin to touch it. So if you want to look more into that, you are welcome to go to a wonderful site called ChooseTheChallenge.com. That's choose, C-H-O-O-S-E, thechallenge.com. And if you'll click on the Scientific and Medical Advisory Board, you can read about every single one of these doctors. And one of my favorites is Dr. Dudrick. He is the father of IV Nutrition. So as a mom, when I started looking at Advocare, it was very important to me that the nutrition of these products was top-notch to help me be the best mom I could be. So it was really important to me to see Dr. Dudrick on that list. And then beyond that, I know, Judson, you have some things that you wanted to share about that were important to you when you started looking at Advocare.
Absolutely, and going straight off of the Science and Medical Advisory Board, we're going to jump straight into our official national spokesperson, who is Drew Brees. And let me tell you something, all the science that goes into these world-class products, let me tell you, on Sundays and Monday evenings, we got to see Drew Brees out on the field. And he would not put his name and reputation at risk if he wasn't comfortable taking these products. So that just goes to show the world-class athletes that are involved with this wonderful company. And it's not just Drew Brees. As we move on, we have hundreds of non-cash paid endorsers that range through almost every single sport. Well, not just sports, but the coaches and entertainers as well. And it's the product results that they are seeing that they stay on AdvoCare products and become the world-class athletes that they are today. And speaking of world-class products and results, I'm actually going to turn it back over to Lainee to tell you about one of our friends.
Yeah, and it really is true that when we first looked at AdvoCare, that was the two most important things to us. I was worried about, is it safe, and Judson wanted to make sure that it worked. So with those things, we were able to see that and see that for ourselves, but also now been able to share it with the people that we love and care about. And this is our friend, Ashley Brown. She is an incredible mom and wife, and the results that she has had with AdvoCare has been absolutely transforming for her. You see physically that it has, but just talking to her and hearing her share about her time with her husband when he gets done with work, because he is on AdvoCare products, and the quality of life that they're able to enjoy on the evening, and then the quality of care that she can have as a mother with her motherly love with her children during the day is absolutely phenomenal. And we're so proud of her and all the success that she's had. But she's a great mom because of these AdvoCare products. And whenever I think about AdvoCare, I think about great moms wanting to help their families and help get to that next step in their life. And Tammy, I know there's a really important couple to you that you want to tell us about tonight too.
Yes, there is. You know, as I was thinking today about whose stories could we share here around Valentine's Day, I thought about my parents. And here they are. You can see them on their wedding day, and then you can see them now 60 years later. They just celebrated their 60th anniversary this fall, and the picture on the right was on Christmas Day. And you know what is so cool is my sister told me about AdvoCare products. For whatever reason, she heard about it, and then she just started sharing it. And I love how AdvoCare works that way, that you want other people to feel as good as you feel and to get healthy. And Lainee, I know that you have talked with your parents, and they're having great success. And that's just that natural, oh my goodness, I want everyone to have a better quality of life. And certainly that is what I've seen with my own parents. For the past 15 years, my parents were then 62 and 65, and now 77, almost 77, and my dad will be 80 on March 2nd. And the change in their health, and back up off the couch, and they RV. They just took a trip in their RV to Minnesota and back over about 5 days. My dad motorcycles. They're very active with their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And I just love that because the products are so helpful that it has just made a huge difference in their activity in their latter years so far. So I thank you for letting me pop that in there too. Of course, I'm excited about that. And that's a neat example for us because, you know what, I'm 49 now, and I'm looking into my 50s and 60s and 70s, and I want them all to be great and to feel as great as I possibly can. So with that, Lainee, I'm going to turn it right back over to you.
Thank you. I love hearing about your parents, and I love meeting them not too long ago, and they are really inspiring people. So after hearing about that, I know you're probably thinking, well, what about me? What are you looking for? And we're about to talk about a 24-day program to kind of kickstart your health and wellness. So in thinking about that, what do you want to accomplish in 24 days? What are your goals that this can help you accomplish? So what we're going to talk about is a 24-day challenge, which we like to just talk about a kickstart. So whatever your health and wellness goals are, to kind of get you started on the right track. Judson and I both actually started our journey with AdvoCare with a 24-day challenge. We've never done anything like this before, and it was the absolute perfect thing to do to kind of get some new good habits in place and get rid of some old ones in a short 24-day focus period. So in starting the 24-day challenge, you're going to start with a 10-day cleanse phase. If you look at this, the box on the left is the herbal cleanse. That's going to be the fiber cleanse portion. We like to compare that to like cleaning the lint trap on your dryer. All of that, if you've just done a really heavy towel load or sheet load, you can tell that I'm a mom, even though Judson does most of the laundry. But if you did a really heavy towel load and you're cleaning that lint trap, that's what the fiber cleanse is going to do. It's going to get all of that gunk out and scrub your GI tract and just help that work a little bit more efficiently. While you're doing that, we're going to take Omega Flex. That is an absolute super nutrient that Advocare offers to help decrease inflammation in the GI tract and just help ease the absorption of your nutrients into your system. That's an awesome product to assist in the herbal cleanse. And then to keep your energy levels up, we use Spark. And a lot of you on this call may have heard of Spark. It's one of the favorite products of a lot of Advocare product users. But it really is just mental focus. We love it. We like to compare it to putting glasses on your brain or Windex on your brain. It really just provides that mental focus for whatever task is at hand. And after the cleanse phase, we move on to the MNS max phase. That's short for Metabolic Nutrition System. You'll see on the right side that there's 3 different versions of that, but we like to get everybody started on the MNS Max 3. It really is the most well-rounded nutrition to enter your body. It's basically after the cleanse phase, you've got an empty bucket, and taking that MNS 3 is like pouring nutrition into an empty paint bucket, just like a 5-gallon bucket. It is awesome, world-class nutrition, and you really will feel a difference with that. And then we'll continue to Spark. And the third thing that we do in the max phase is a meal replacement shake. These are wonderful. I have one every day. It's easy for me to drink in the car on the way to work to start my day perfectly. It's perfectly portioned, great number of calories, carbs, easily digestible proteins, fiber. It really is the perfect start to your morning, which I know we've all been told since we were kids. Morning breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So the 24-day challenge is a great kickstart just to, like I said, start putting in new habits that are good habits to get you on the right path to accomplishing those goals that you first thought about when we were talking about this of what do you want to do in 24 days? What are you looking for? But in addition to that, there are some other things that people have found helpful, and maybe I know there's a couple that you just love, and so I wanted you to tell everybody about those.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Lainee did a great job on talking about the 24-day challenge. I mean, starting on products and starting with my very first product being the 24-day challenge was a huge eye-opener. So, you know, something I want to do, I want to talk about the companion products. And in this picture, you see the Catalyst, the Thermo Plus, as well as the Can You 24 DVDs. And something that I just cannot go without throughout the cleanse phase, the max phase, and even just my routine maintenance of staying on my M&S is my Catalyst. And a lot of women like to refer to the Catalyst as liposuction in a bottle, but I refer to it with my buddies as the gut buster. So for me, you know, not always wanting to be active, but knowing I have to be, you know, Catalyst is a great way to go about that. But having, you know, talking about being active, the Can You 24 DVD, let me tell you how amazing this is. You know, we have 2 discs, and the greatest part about it is that we are able to do this in our living room with absolutely no equipment. We're able to pop it in the DVD player, turn on the TV, and it's a 24-minute well-rounded workout. And at the end of the 24 minutes, you feel the great burn. You feel like you've actually achieved. And so this workout is very short but very effective. So in between the Catalyst and the Can You 24 DVD, amazing, amazing. But there are multiple other companion products. These are just a few. But, you know, we talk about how great these products are and how well they work. And something Lainee and I, you know, I guess really in the last year have really strived to be more focused on was the opportunity that Advocare offers in earning an income. And just starting about this, first and foremost, we were only concerned about the 40% discount, but our absolutely amazing leaders and great friends, Tammy and Kevin, really, gave us the information we needed to sort of say, you know what, not only can we feel better, look better, and perform better, but we can earn money doing this. So, Tammy, Kevin, I want to pass it back over to you just to go over the business side of AdvoCare.
Absolutely. I almost hate to even talk because I can't wait to hear the rest of y'all's story. But let me take a few minutes and let me fill y'all in, those of you who are listening, because, oh my goodness, I hope you're as fired up as I am about the product results you're about to have. You get to create your own before and after. In fact, you may want to take a before and after picture. In fact, I highly suggest you take a before and after picture, and then also take measurements and weigh, because it's about weight and inches and how you look and how you feel and how your clothes fit. And so as those things, I'm fired up for that. I also want you to think about, okay, so what about this money part? Maybe that's not what you were looking for. I certainly wasn't. I just wanted to feel better. I was a super tired mom trying to keep my weight off. I have back issues ongoing. And what a wonderful side effect to getting healthier was dropping from a size 8 to a 4 and remaining there for 14 years. And I know it's not going to change. And watching my kids get healthier and being able to stop some of the breathing machine that my then 4-year-old, now 19-year-old college athlete, baseball player, that just seeing his health and my daughter after 3 children back to a size, almost back to her 4 after her 3rd child, and my daughter-in-law back in a size, well, actually smaller she's ever been. She's in a size 2 after 2 little boys, and feeling great and healthy, and their husbands and their kids, and it's just a wonderful way to live. Well, the cool thing, and as I started to think about it, was that the only way you can help someone get these products is either sell them to them yourselves or let them register under the number that you have, assumably if you are at a discount level, or pass it on to another distributor. So that was actually, I would never have dreamed that I would be sitting here on this call right now in the circumstances where we are now. We've come such a long, neat way in our own journey. But just enjoying that discount and sharing with my friends, they were able to go, many people actually start right either first or second order right at that wholesale customer. Because what I found out is you don't have to be in the business in any level to be able to get a discount with AdvoCare. There's no minimum quarterly that you have to purchase. There's no auto ship requirements. It's merely like going to get Sam's and getting registered. It's a yearly fee, and you go in with your cart and put as much or little as you want in there, as many or a few times as you want to for the entire year. And that really made sense to me because, while, you know what, the products are worth every penny at retail. The cost is totally reasonable. But truth is, where I was, I couldn't afford them at the retail cost. I needed that discount. So that was very helpful to me. And then as I got my results, I wanted to hear more about the 40% discount that you can also enjoy simply at the wholesale level. But then as I was telling my friends and I wanted to share it more, and people were noticing that I looked better, they could tell I felt better, there was a different sparkle about me, I told them about that sale too. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for you to try this. If you feel even half as good as I do, it's going to be amazing. But let me tell you how you can get a discount so you don't have to pay full price. And as they registered under me, I started making a little bit of commission that first of all helped pay for my products. And then as that grew, 20, 25, 30 people that I got to share and be sharing their success in losing weight and help their acid reflux not bothering them so much, and all kinds of different needs, the income grew. And then it took quite some time for me to get to the idea of the business advisor level. And actually, I would love for, Caleb, why don't you tell a little bit about that part in the 4 relationships?
Yeah, be glad to. You know, because the products are what they are, you know, the income is there. It's available if that's what you're looking for as a business builder. I mean, you know, at the first level, silver level, you're looking at around $12,000 a year. At ruby level, around 80,000. You know, but just what would some people, you know, what would a couple $100 extra a month do for you? What would $500 a month do for you? So, you know, and Advocare absolutely is the vehicle, and it's rock solid, unbelievable way to get there, you know. So I'll tell you, with that right there, I'll turn it back over to Lainee and Judson. Let's hear their story.
Thanks, Kevin. We are excited to share our story tonight, mainly because for a lot of reasons. But when we were talking about this, we were talking about it being Valentine's Day, and a special day, of course, for every couple. But we were talking about it earlier today, getting ready for this, and we realized that this is our 11th Valentine's Day as a couple, but it is our 9th that we get to actually celebrate together. So we decided that this year is going to be Valentine's weekend to make up for the 2 years that we did not have. But basically, why that happened is Judson is in the Army National Guard, and in August of 2012, last year, 2 years ago, he deployed to Afghanistan. So that was, like most people can imagine, the hardest time in my life. And it was just a hard time. And I had a 1-year-old at home by myself for the first time ever. And I had a hard time keeping up with just the daily grind of being a mom and housework and laundry, and on top of that being a full-time employee, that I just felt like I couldn't keep my head above water. So a friend of mine shared with me about the 24-day challenge, and when I got started, by day 4, I just felt so incredible that I almost wanted to cry that Judson wasn't there for me to tell him about it. So I finally was able to get him on the phone and was just bursting at the seams in excitement of how great I felt after only 4 days.
So when we were finally able to talk, it didn't matter that there was 8,000 miles between us. Just seeing the excitement on her face and the energy that she possessed only after 4 days was incredible. Hearing it in her voice and seeing it in her eyes and in her smile was a relief to myself, and really lifted the worries. And so at that point in time, I sat there and literally thought to myself, you know what, I have got to get on these products. So only after 4 days of her being on her 24-day challenge, I ordered my very first 24-day challenge.
And that was really cool to me because, we were 8,000 miles apart, and we'd never experienced that in our relationship to that point in 10 years. So to be able to do this together, it didn't physically bring us closer together, but it felt like we were taking on a challenge together. So we felt great, and then by the end of the 24 days, I just felt like a new person. I'd lost 8 pounds and was down a dress size, which after having our first child, I felt like was impossible to do. I'd spent the last year when my husband was home killing myself to go to the gym and work out and count my calories and do all these things, and I felt like I just could never get ahead of the mark, which was weighing on our relationship, that I just didn't feel good about myself. So in such a short amount of time, I got enough of a win to be in a better place for him and for our son, and to really know that I wanted to continue and I wanted to be even better by the time he came home. So I knew when I was able to talk to Judson that he was going to feel incredible too. So when we were finally able to talk, I was pumped to hear his results.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was so exciting because her starting a couple days before me and the time it took for it to be shipped to me, there was a little bit of lapse there, but when we were able to talk and I was able to see her results, I was just ecstatic for her. And then, about a week down the line, I finished with my first 24-day challenge, which was absolutely huge. I lost 30 pounds in my first 24-day challenge and 5 inches just in my waist. And when we were able to talk and I was able to share my excitement with her on my product results, we just knew that this was everything that we had been looking for and, everything we had wanted. And my biggest thing that was so keen was the spark. While being overseas, having that mental focus really gave me the edge in protecting myself and the surrounding troops. And so I felt better in knowing that my chances were increased by being on these products of coming home safe.
As soon as he told me that, it was so powerful to me that I knew this would be something that we would do forever for the betterment of ourselves and our family and our future, but then everybody around us. Just hearing him talk about how it helped everyone that was around him was so encouraging to me and comforting here, knowing that he was safer than he would have been otherwise. So with continuing and not being without products at all and just falling in love from the beginning, to date, we've lost over a combined 100 pounds, which was pretty exciting because, you know, when anybody deploys, I hope no one on this webinar has experienced that, but if you have, when you're looking, the second they leave, you start envisioning that homecoming. And we both were. And the homecoming we were envisioning was 100 times different than what it actually was. Neither one of us even really recognized each other and had to double take, but as soon as we were able to make eye contact and give that first hug or even that first kiss, you knew that that was the person, that heart was still the same. But it was just incredible that everything we had envisioned was 100 times better than we thought it could be. So I lost 63 pounds and was down to a size 4 when I finally got to hug him after almost a year. And Judson had some pretty exciting results, too.
At that point in time, I was down 47 pounds. And I want to say I was a 34, but to date I'm down 54 pounds and down to a 32. But more importantly, it was absolutely incredible. You know, she was talking about when we did the double take. We literally did a double take. And seeing each other and noticing the difference, I mean, it was just way different than either one of us had envisioned it. And as she ran up to me, she leaped up, and it was just that amazing reconnection after 11 months. And it was sparks flying again, and it was all because we had bettered ourselves, our minds, you know, our spirits, and we changed our overall look and appearance for the better. And it was just an amazing reconnect that we did have.
We did, and you could just tell, you know, by that, everyone around us and all of our friends and family, they just saw a difference in us physically, but in our spirit, too. We were more lighthearted and just happier and had more hope that things were going to change and things were going to be better. So we started just kind of casually sharing with people a little bit, mainly because they were asking us, and we started to see like a $20 to $25 check in the mail, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for us, we knew that before Judson had left, that would mean a date every 2 weeks. I mean, when you consider a babysitter, that's just a date with a picnic in the park. It is $20 to $25, but that's more than what we had before. So that was exciting, and I talked to Judson, and I found out he was sharing as well the same way.
Right, and so I had all my Army buddies noticing the difference and were asking questions. So very casually, I was sharing with them as well, just to try and help them out with no real intention behind it except to, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I think that intention was really the difference. Once we saw that that was a possibility, we talked with Tammy and Kevin and started to be more intentional. And that's really been the only difference that we've seen, but what it's done has been incredible. We're just coming out of our biggest month so far in Advocare in January 2014 with our biggest month at $1,500, which is far beyond we could have ever imagined. And we're both just really excited to see what the rest of 2014 has in store. But really, you know, we just couldn't be happier, and we're just so blessed to be able to be here.
Absolutely. And so without further ado, I want to hand it back to our inspiration and our amazing leaders and just great friends. So Tammy and Kevin, you there?
Wow, wow, wow. I love your story. Actually, there are parts of that story I had not heard yet. And Thank you so much for sharing that. I know that it was very personal. It was very endearing, and it's so meaningful. I know y'all would love each other no matter what, but how cool to come back from such a time apart and knowing that both of you had done such great work on yourselves. And, yes, we are so thankful that Advocare made it easier, made it the nutrition on the inside furthered your goals and just made everything so much sweeter. And then to know that as you've been sharing it with your family and friends, the real results that you've experienced, your income, your check has grown. And that is what fires Kevin and me up more than anything at this point. We are enjoying great personal success ourselves, and I want Kevin to talk about that in a minute, but I want to back up a little bit because this is so touching. I want to go back to that, to the third relationship where you're a distributor, and we like to call that a way to fund your 4G network. And I would imagine that many of you are just like where Lainee and Judson were, where $20, $25 to help pay for a babysitter was such a help. I always think of those first dollars that started coming in. It was like when I started learning and really understanding and experiencing a second stream of how refreshing that water of some additional income is into a family. And you see on the screen before you, those 4 Gs stand for those little extras or those little stresses, those little nuisance expenses that are very important and they should be fun, but sometimes we have to do the, make the tough calls. And well, if we look at the games, can we let both of our kids play sports, or do they need to alternate? And what we know is that sometimes $100 a month or $200 a month or $300 a month can help your yeses be more frequent, and even your no's are not choices that are made because of a lack of funds, but just a better decision for your family and for your kids and for each other. So it just takes the stress of money out of it so you can think clearly and more objectively about what you want out of life. Gasoline, groceries, those games, gifts. And, this is your friendly reminder that it's Valentine's Day, so I know you want to put some dollars into something special for whoever your Valentine is and for your loved ones. But what I found was that as the income started growing, just like you can hear the excitement and the energy in Judson and Lainee, that $25 becomes $50, becomes $100, and as if you are consistently sharing and helping people find the results that they want, then guess what? They want to help other people find the same results. And then those people become a member under them. And so you have this team of this network, we're all connected. And because I got to share with someone who shared with someone who shared with someone, that's how I got to meet Lainee and Judson. Actually, Lainee way before I got to meet Judson because he was overseas at the time. So what I have encountered with them and so many people, a mirror of where I was when I got started, was hardworking people, 2 jobs, overtime, sometimes 3 jobs, trying to make it happen, husbands and wives trying to do different shifts so the kids got the time, but they were the ones who were missing out. And sometimes that $400, $500, $800 a month was enough so that someone could choose, I want to cut back on my hours. Or even if they love their job, I want to cut back on my hours. And some people want to get away from the job. There's a lot of moms who really don't want to miss some of the growing up things and those teachable moments with their kids. That may or may not be for you. That part of the Advocare of the financial end of earning income is not for everyone. But I just wanted to spend a little time because what you hear in Lainee and Judson is there for you, and that can be a financial before and after for you. Because honestly, what I found is I was much more stressed over finances, truthfully, than I was over not gaining weight with the back stuff going on, and Advocare helps so much. And now Kevin and I are married, and we have been married 4.5 years. And while we have enjoyed financial security, Kev's always been really smart and great with his money, has had a great job, and we're very thankful for that, and he is just so dear to me in that regard. Advocare has also had larger meaning for us. And Kev, why don't you finish up and just tell what our experience has been? And y'all, before he does that, let me just tell you that your timing in the company couldn't be any better. You see on the screen before you, right before Kev finishes with this, with his words of his heart and wisdom, Advocare is growing very fast, but Advocare is still a very tiny, tiny company. And everything that we do here is word of mouth. It will never be retail. So you literally have, we don't know why we were introduced to Advocare when we were. I don't know why Lainee heard about it when she did. We just know that she did. And now you're hearing about this, both sides. The health side, we believe the products are for everyone, and the financial side. So make that decision for yourself, but take a look because you can make an incredible difference financially for yourself and leave actually a lasting legacy. So with that, Kev, sweetheart, if you will finish up and tell a little bit about where we are, and then we will finish out the call.
Okay, be glad to. Yeah, I mean, as far as for us and for me, you know, I had a great job. I was able to leave that job here not too long ago, come to do Advocare with Tamara. Unbelievable wife. I'm just telling you, I'm glad tomorrow is a Valentine. That's my sweetheart sitting in there. You know, but for us, for me, what I found was time debt. Absolutely time debt for many years working for a power company. Great job. But, you know, you can't get time back. And so for us, for me, and what we love to tell other people and share with them is you can absolutely, with this company as your vehicle, you can get more time to do more things than you ever thought you could and have more income and be debt-free and totally be, you know, have the chains cut off of you for time debt and real debt itself. So with that, you know, and the income is exactly what you hear. I'd like for Tamara, you share that?
Yes, I would be happy to, because, you know, again, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking of getting started and a little bit of income, a little bit of commission, and then it grows and it grows, and then your impact of people grows, and you grow, and you get to be more effective, and you get to share, and you get to inspire other people to take a hold of their lives. You get one life. You get one time with your kids growing up. Now I have 5 grandkids, and I'm so glad. I feel great, but let me tell you, I'm so glad that our income has grown, because that is making a difference every day. And I want that for you if that is a need or a want or a desire, as I found this little thing down inside of me called hope, and I found this a woman that wanted to continue to grow and become more effective in her life. And I know that is in every single one of us. There's something that wants to reach for something more. That's something that is important. And this may be just that fit for you. Our income has grown now. Like Kev said, it was just been about 3 weeks ago that he walked away from his career. And we don't do that flippantly. We looked at that very carefully. But in 2013, we finished with just a touch over $140,000. And that is so far. And that was just following the things that my sister taught me, who heard about it before I did, and whose friends Pam and Mark taught her, and Todd and Donna taught them, and so on and so forth. So we know that our income is going to grow. We are on track to double that this year in 2014. And my sister and brother-in-law finished 2013 with around $850,000. So I just want to leave that number with you. What would $850,000 in a year do for you and for your family? And let's drop a zero. What would $85,000 do in a year for you and your family? Let's drop another zero. How about $8,500? Do you know, I heard a former school teacher who now makes about $40,000 a month with Advocare, and this hit me so hard. She said that after 14 years of teaching as a master's degree teacher, she made about $43,000 a year, and they got about a 3% raise. That raise, and I don't know why I had never thought about it in the numbers, was between $1,200 and $1,300 for a year. Now, if you take that $8,500 in the year, or if you take Lainee and Judson's $1,500. And as that monthly income becomes steady and then grows, think about what 15 times 12 months is going to be. That is going to be remarkable income well beyond the raise in many careers that we have. So I just want you to think about the possibilities. For me, it kind of shook my mind. It got me thinking, got me hoping, got me dreaming, got me answering the what ifs, asking the what ifs, and also asking the why, and then along with that, the why not. So I want to leave that with you. All the best to you with all the possibilities that are yours through Advocare, yours for the choosing from the menu. Thank you so much again to our wonderful guests and these leaders, impactful, knowledgeable, really going places with here and with their team, their growing team in Advocare, Lainee and Judson. And I love you, Kev, sweetheart, and happy Valentine's Day to us all. And good night and God bless. Goodbye, everyone.